yo, here's a thing that you're clearly missing, right?
You've got a couple of weaknesses on that guy, so it's not like a Squirtle situation where or like you picked Charmander and now you're trying to fight an Onyx. It doesn't seem to be that kind of situation. Like,
Yeah.
it seems like your party is good enough.
It should be. I mean, you should be able to take him on by yourself because, um, if you picked Ophelia first.
That's strange. Because, yeah, I guess you fought a boss as Miley by yourself, didn't you?
Yeah, exactly. So a person said basically on here that I should maybe grind until I get enough Japan points to get one of her attacks, because she has a light attack that can attack all enemies in the field.
Ooh, yeah, and the little shit monsters were weak to light, so that's perfect.
Yeah. Maybe I should go try to buy like a better armor for her. You could also bring an NPC in there with you.
Really? Oh, like one of the townsfolk?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was wondering about that. I was wondering why they all had like abilities. That's kind of neat. Yeah, I mean, you might as well bring them along.
I better.
I don't see any downside to it.
I should probably.
If one of the townsfolk dies, does that like hurt your reputation? I saw
I have no idea.
Reputation mechanic.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Figure out like what a low reputation means even. A lot of times it's like worse prices at the shop or whatever.
Saturday. Yeah, that's how you spell that. Okay, hold on. I gotta search this. Bam. Yeah, good. I'm not saying a word that might be incredibly offensive that I don't know. Rocket League. Update information. Start music. Open this bad boy up. Grab my drink. I played with Martin earlier today for like 3 matches.
Oh, wow.
Kicked everyone's ass and left. No, this is definitely not the controller I need to be.
Still using your Zelda Switch controller?
Yeah. Hitting the A button like, why the fuck is it not working? Alright. So yeah, I might not be a high enough level, and I need potential NPC.
Specifically, Ophelia, probably not high enough. I'm sure your
yeah.
is fine. I accidentally started a ranked game, so give me just a second. I got like 3 minutes on that.
Why does it say C Day? Here.
I was gonna jump into a match, but I accidentally picked some ranked.
Ranked? Alright. Need some shitty french fries here. Shitty french fry.
Is Melissa still at her doing the family thing?
No, that family thing was only last weekend.
There's some crazy World Cup shit happening. Haven't seen her around.
Time to unmute. There's this girl at Qdoba. I think I told you about her.
Yeah. I was on my list of things to talk about. I was like, man, he hasn't told me anything about the Dark Souls Maymay's girl.
Yeah, so I saw her the other day again, but she didn't, she didn't get an opportunity to actually talk. No, she didn't have an opportunity to talk to me. Because she was on a different part of the line, and busy, and yeah. So unfortunately, but I also need to, I need to figure out if she is old enough. Because my God. That would be very scary if she wasn't. She's a very small girl, very shy. When I told her, I was like, so you like video games, huh? The second time. So the first time she was there, she said that she liked video games. And so I said, you like video games, huh? And it was like one of her first day, if not her actual first day. And so she was like, yeah. And like, that was it. And
so like adorably anime. It's such like an anime kind of setup.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I guess.
And I was like, oh, okay. And then she just kind of looked like, just kept doing her work. And so I was like, all right, well, she's shy. And so then that time, again, I was like, oh, so you, oh God, two wiggles. I was like, so you like anime, huh? Or not anime, video games. You like video games, huh? And she's like, yeah. I was like, what video games? And she's like, the Soulsborne series. I was like, oh, she's like, I thought we talked about this my first day. And I was tell her, you kind of clammed up there, so no. I didn't tell her that though. I was just like, yeah, we might have.
It's not like I was thinking about our encounter the rest of the day. It was just a normal thing for me.
Yeah.
I didn't think about it at all. Have I been here before? Have I ever been in this place?
Yeah, oh man, who are you?
Maybe that was my twin brother you were thinking of?
I have an identical twin. Everyone gets us confused. Silly.
He's a piece
And you
of
look-
shit though, like he's not as cool as me.
Yeah, he doesn't remember prior conversations.
He also hates video games, like a lot.
Oh. You got 5 saves, Jesus.
He just kept asking how old you were. That's my brother.
Yeah. That's my brother. He never said he got an answer though. If I can tell him the answer, There was one day where, oh yeah, that day when I said, do you like video games? He said, yeah. I did say, oh, I stream video games. No one watches me though.
Did
And then
did
some-
that get a chuckle? At least?
Somebody else laughed.
Just some
And-
47-year-old middle-aged like manager.
Yeah, it's the
Backing on that guy now.
the Smash Bros. Competitive player.
That's your only option.
Oh fuck! Damn it! Our teammate was really gonna miss that.
Shit.
Probably shouldn't have gone for it then, but oh well. Our teammate was gonna either miss or hit it way
we had a
late.
strong attack going there. We needed to try, but honestly, teammate didn't really pull a lot of weight in that match. 15 balloons.
So I'm hoping to keep talking to her. Okay.
Yeah, I mean you're gonna be back at Qdoba pretty soon, aren't you?
4 days a week, buddy.
You'll have an option, or you'll have a chance.
Talk to her. Hopefully I'll get a chuckle or talk to her about some Dark Souls and talk to her about some Sekiro. And see what she has to say
that's
about
the
it.
new one? That's the new FromSoft?
Yeah, and maybe some Neo. Maybe talk to her about some Neo.
Well, good luck.
If at the very least, maybe I'll get another friend out of it. Usually shy people, they're pretty nice.
At least
No,
you gotta at least get her to check out your Twitch stream, if nothing else.
Yeah. Hopefully she likes gross porn humor, because that's what we're all about.
Do you think you don't think she'd recognize the Japanese, do you? Is she Asian?
No, she's not Asian. I have no idea if she would or not.
Just find out if she plays Dark Souls in the original Japanese.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I understand all the dialogue and everything.
Oh no! Oh damn you!
Teammate was going for a ride for that thing. Got bumped by a teammate and then I bumped him. It was great. Oh, buddy. Shoot. That ball's an asshole. Oh god.
You still haven't seen Infinity War Avengers yet, have you?
No.
And what is it that was spoiled for you? How much do you know?
The I don't feel so good.
And the Dusty thing,
Dusty.
that kind of slowly, kind of dusting and fighting.
Oh yeah. The meme.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's about it. That's all.
There's an interesting story, but I'll have to explain kind of what happens at the end of the movie, if that's all right.
Sure. I don't care about spoilers for these movies.
So the idea is that the big baddie Thanos snaps his fingers and half of everyone everywhere disappears. They do the Dusty fadeaway thing. It kind of disappeared. And it's literally just like a 50-50 chance. Some people are perfectly fine. The other half get dusted into oblivion. That's how the movie ends. And so there was a subreddit called Thanos Did Nothing Wrong. Thanos the bad guy, basically saying that overpopulation really is a problem, and that killing half the world's population would be an actual solution to it. Just kind of like a joking meme subreddit type deal. And the reason I'm telling you all this is because they decided on a lark to ban half of the users from the subreddit randomly. Actually do a 50. They got a bot to just do it, a 50-50 randomness thing, and there were 500,000 people subscribed to it or some shit. It was crazy. Once people found out about the plan, they started subbing all over the place, and they even got once there was all that PR about it, they even got Josh Brolin, the actor who plays the bad guy, even filmed a little GIF and of him going, "Okay, Reddit, here we go," and he gave them a snap for them to use for the subreddit ban. Anyways, I subbed to it and I got snapped. I got banned from the subreddit.
Oh,
Isn't that cool? I
kinda
even give you a little badge for it. I got
give you a badge.
Yeah, I got a little Reddit badge saying I got snapped.
So
It shows the little Reddit alien guy, and he's like fading away, just like me.
So can you still do this?
I don't think so. It was kind of like a one-time event. Because there are, the people that got snapped away in the movie are assumed to be inside the Soul Stone thing in his gauntlet. So what you have to do is you're supposed to unsubscribe from the subreddit that you just got banned from and subscribe to a new subreddit called In the Soul Stone. So now that's where half of them are. What's crazy is that even the mods were susceptible to it. Half of the mods got banned as well.
That's funny.
And they became the mods of the new one, you know, in the Soul Stone. So that was neat. That was a fun little time.
Like when shit like that happens, it's pretty neat.
Yeah. And people were just really into it, even though it like doesn't mean jack shit. Just really getting amped up to be part of like Reddit history. But you had to. Oh, it's coming to you.
Oh god, I suck.
That's alright. It's him anyways, so who cares?
My hands are so fucking sweaty.
Damn it. Fuck this thing. Yeah, the people that didn't get snapped got their own badge as well. So the next Avengers movie comes out like next year, I believe. So they're gonna figure out whatever happens in the next movie to the people that got snapped into oblivion. They're gonna try to make some kind of corresponding thing happen on the Reddit. So I'm looking forward to that. That'll be fun. I pre-ordered Monster Hunter today because there's a really cool like samurai armor set that you get, and it's called like layer armor, so it's purely cosmetic. So you
Oh, that's cool.
you can wear like the armor that has the best stats, but you'll actually look like that. Which I wish more games would do that, because it's such a great concept.
What a lot of games do is they do like just a slot for aesthetics, and then a slot for just your armor, right?
I feel like
so
I've only seen like Japanese games do that though. I really wish more games.
Terraria does it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And so anything can go in either slot, right?
Mhm.
So like, this looks cool.
That's a perfect way to do it. Really wish Witcher would do it because they have some god awful looking armor sets. I found one armor set in The Witcher 3 that I really like, and the rest of them are shit. And thankfully I haven't like out leveled it yet, but I'm gonna be really sad when it starts like holding me back because everything else just looks terrible. Same thing with the swords. I found some really kick-ass looking swords, but you know, you change those. You change swords in Witcher like every 5 or 6 levels, really, because they start to get too weak. But yeah, so I'm gonna be putting a lot of time into Monster Hunter, I assume, unless I end up hating it for some reason. So I'm really glad that the game that's gonna be all about making your armor and stuff is gonna have that layered armor stuff. And
I should pre-order it too.
They've been releasing a new monster every like month and a half. Apparently, they've been adding a new hunt. And that's fucking great. Just adding more content for free is awesome. But yeah, it's pretty much your standard like medieval samurai armor, like exactly like what you would expect it to look like. But The nice thing is you do get to change the color of it. Yeah, the whole color palette there to pick from. So you don't have to stick with the standard red that you see in the picture for the DLC pack.
Yeah. Whoa, it's a Dakimas left.
It's like another $10, but if I do end up getting 1,000 hours out of it, like a lot of other people have gotten already, then $70 is no biggie. Oh fuck, what a pinch.
I can't wait till that game comes out.
I'm
I got a-
fucking jacked. So excited.
I got a lot of good stream games in the
Yeah, you
future. Yakuza. Got this now. This Octopath.
You know, when Monster Hunter first comes out, I'm sure we're gonna be. Oh god.
Oh
I was trying to get out of the way.
no, it would have been a good redirect.
It would have been, yeah. I'm sure we're going to be playing a shitload of it right off the bat, but do you have any thoughts on how we want to, like, mix it in with Rocket League so that we don't get, like, terrible at Rocket League from getting rusty, or...
We could just like have it like so we can have like a schedule or something.
That's what I was thinking, is some kind of, like,
No.
maybe 2 days on, 2 days off kind of thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I feel like you could probably
certain
go,
days of the week.
Yeah, you could probably go 2 days without forgetting how to play Rocket League. But
I just think certain days of the week would be pretty good.
that's fine. Oh. So I'm still having fun with Rocket League.
Yeah.
Still a lot more I've got to learn, but I am really excited to play the new one. The other thing is, if we finish a hunt at like 11:45 my time, 15 minutes is not enough time to go do a whole nother hunt. And there's other stuff to do back at the base, like buying new armor and crafting shit. I'm sure we could fill time like that way. But I could kind of see us doing, like, whenever you finish a hunt with 30 minutes left in the night, maybe spend the rest of that time playing Rocket League. I don't know, something like that. Because Rocket League is so much easier to just fit a 5-minute match in, to kind of fit our time schedule. Hello, Justin.
What do you want?
Look who it is.
Talking about the Moonster Hunter. We're a little over 3 weeks away.
What is that, Majora's Mask?
It's not.
Oh, I guess you don't hunt the moon in Majora's Mask. My bad.
Yeah, the moon kind of hunts you in a way.
Yeah.
You're right.
Oh god.
I'm debating whether or not I
it could
should
still be
pre-order
called
it.
Moonster Hunter, though. The moon is the hunster. Teammates
Oh,
get
God.
70 points.
I was like caught on the wall. I'm like, where do I go? Oh god, it's behind me. Yeah, teammates not really.
He has literally not added a single important stat.
That is most unfortunate.
Does that Bacchus mod tell you how many clears and centers you got in a match?
I don't know. I have to look, honestly.
It just blows my mind that we still can't get advanced stats in Rocket League.
Justin, are you in Rocket League right now?
I think I've accidentally been in Rocket League all day.
What is your username?
Happy waifu, happy laifu.
Okay. See, I have a lot of like hentai people in my friends list now, so you know that was questionable.
Oh my god, I got an animated decal from a golden egg.
Wow, dude.
It's for the Roadhog.
Yeah, I got a Merc one.
I was gonna go with what's it called? A Hago
Ahegao?
Yeah, I was gonna go with one of those pictures, but BP offered to make me a beautiful avatar.
That is
so
beautiful. Look at
I
that.
just, yeah, no waifu, no lifu. The meme itself. And I also think soon my name will become more than one waifu will destroy your lifu. I think that's next on the agenda.
Greater than one.
It hasn't caused me any problems. That was
Just
a
you
joke.
wait.
That's a
Just you
joke,
wait.
guys.
It'll catch up to you.
We're all joking about waifus, right?
Yeah, I don't have one.
I don't have just one either. I don't have one either.
Oh yeah. I mean, if I were to choose, right? If I was a weirdo, right? And if I were to
If you were
choose,
one of those weirdos that we made,
Yeah.
we're all making fun of them.
like those fucking weebs or some shit.
Yeah, I don't even know how to pronounce it. Waifu?
I
Is that right?
wafer?
Wait, why am I?
Yeah, I think that's
Why
it.
am I in the Sentio?
I don't know. Why are you in the studio?
I was in the Octane. That's the preset I selected, but now I'm in the Sentio. Ooh!
But if I were to choose, 2B would definitely be my choice.
Is that even an option? Is that even an animu?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, of course
A
that counts.
waifu is just like a girl that you just.
If I knew about
your
it.
There's
girl.
definitely a faction of waifus that say it has to be 2D. Waifu
Yeah.
enthusiasts. That is.
Yeah, I mean they're just bigots who don't want to be included.
Are they like turfs of the feminists?
Yeah, they're like the Turks of the feminists.
Wait.
Look at 2D of 2B.
Yeah, they have art of her, you know. And she isn't real either. I mean, that's kind of a
I just-
big requirement.
I'm assuming all these things.
Idiot. Oh!
I know you're coming.
No, I was trying to pre-jump shit.
Man, my ping is absolute ass.
Why?
I don't know.
You're in East right now, that's probably right.
Yeah, it wasn't this bad earlier though. I'm losing every single 50 because of it though.
Nope.
They're not coordinated.
Got him.
Nice, dude.
Never
Nice,
saw it
got
coming.
him.
Happy waifu, happy waifu.
Yeah. Christ, I need a controller.
No.
My boost button is not having a good time right now.
My score button.
Ah. I forgot to bind that one.
Score it.
Close one.
Your Sentio is like
Close one.
exactly the one I made.
You
It's
got a
the
28X?
it's the white Sentio with the heat wave and the dark red.
I don't have heat wave though. I have 20XX.
Okay, then it's not exactly the one I have. My mistake. I have erred, good sir, and I wish to apologize.
I don't know if that's gonna cut it.
Please
Please.
apologize.
Please tell me how to rectify my rectum.
Is this guy really
Honestly, I've been seeing What to Say for 3 years now. Like, we get to say that whenever it's something that's been happening since the beginning of Rocket League. It's 3 fucking years. 3 years I've been seeing people say, What to Say? I'm so numb to it at this point.
Yeah.
It just reflects so poorly on the person trying to get under your skin.
It makes him look
Yeah.
12.
It sure does. And, you know, they might be. So,
Wait, I'm bad at this game. Hold on.
Oh.
Scored that. That shot was some garbage.
that's a pass. To the goalie. What a save. You gotta say thanks. Because he actually saved it.
For it?
Yeah. I didn't know what was happening there.
I'm just gonna slow hit on that.
Shit.
Uh,
Ashton, you left the party.
Yeah. Oh, I'm frozen.
Oh, I thought you had that. I can pinpoint the moment that you froze.
Yep. There I go. Right as I was gonna hit it.
Sonex is gonna cost us this game.
I don't even know if that's a Psionics problem or if that's just a Steam problem. Look at the Steam over.
Well, Sonex needs to fix Steam.
Yeah, whatever, dude. Is it one of those Steam cards?
Fucking love that guy. That's I thoroughly enjoy watching him fuck with them live. Oh, nearly. Asked him to book a flight to Alabama for him. He said, what city in Alabama? He said, Sweet Home. Okay, sir. You have a flight to Sweet Home, Alabama? And he had to ask him, where does the poop go on the plane? Thanks a lot, Psionics.
Yeah.
I blame society.
I would really like to click on that OK with my controller, not my mouse. Thank you.
We need to party it up. Let's get that party started in here.
How does one party? Oh,
Oh, I didn't want to equip the goddamn. Oh, I did not want to equip the light bulb. Please get that off my screen.
I don't see the light bulb.
That Sentio does have heat wave.
Yeah, stupid.
who, me?
Yeah, stupid.
It's definitely 20XX.
Yeah,
I'm
stupid.
looking right at it. It's heat wave.
Yeah, stupid.
Yeah, that's yours.
Yeah, stupid.
And am I right? Is that heat wave?
Yeah,
But
stupid.
mine has 20XX.
Wow. It's all about you.
So did you guys hear that Elon Musk is one of the top donators of the GOP or whatever?
I believe it.
He seems to be like pretty
But-
anti-union.
There's other aspects of him that are just like, oh, the Republicans are hurting the.
He was
the-
on Trump's like team initially until the whole pulling out of the Paris Climate Accord thing.
Yeah, that's the thing is like he's all like about climate change and all that, and he's all. There's some things about him that are not Republican, and yet he's.
I don't think he's necessarily a Republican. They just more
He probably
aligned
leans
with-
libertarian, but
Yeah, that'd be my
closest he
guess.
can find is Republican.
That'd probably. It's good for his business.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's a strong argument to be made that libertarianism is good for the individual too. So it's got
I'm
this.
just saying the Republican Party seems to appeal more to libertarians than the Democratic Party. Not really making any kind of
No, I mean
value
it's
judgments or.
just a small government thing. I think that's the biggest thing that puts them together in the same camp.
But you would agree with me, right? That like
Yeah.
if he leans libertarian, it makes sense that he's
Damn it.
doing this. And you know, if he's anti-union, that Republican also seems to make sense there.
I tried to
'Cause
steal that.
I don't think a lot of people, well, at least people that actually like think about their opinions and don't just fucking vote red or blue because. But I think most people would say they've got problems with both Republicans and Democrats, and that they're just trying to find the party that's at least closer to what they really think.
Yeah, both the Republicans and the Democrats are too big and corrupt, though.
Right. So, I'm not saying elongated Muskin is actually Republican, but it makes sense that one's be closer to what he's actually running. Because it'd be nice to have more than two parties. And the Republican Party seems to be the one that's all aboard the anti-journalism media. So when he's
Oh yeah, that's true.
shitting on the people that give him bad press, Republican makes sense there too.
Oh shit, though.
We've done it.
Someone also accused him of being like anti-socialist programs.
I mean, he is. Maybe not all of
I
them.
just didn't know.
Maybe not all. Yeah, I mean, he's definitely come out against socialism as a government style. I don't know if that's necessarily all programs or. Yeah.
I was just saying that, like, I know someone on Reddit claimed he was that. I just didn't know whether or not that person was talking out of their ass.
Nice.
Yeah, on Twitter a few
Play.
times he's got into arguments with socialists.
So, at the end of the day, not too surprising that he's backing some Republicans. But then again, the Republican majority seems to be on the anti-climate change thing. So,
Yeah. There's a couple other things too that he's for that.
so even though he would probably say that it's not because the Republicans are a perfect match for him, and more just like trying to get the closest thing you can with a two-party system. The climate change one seems to be pretty important for me, anyways.
It's also one of those things like if you're about like I want to get to the closest to what I believe in, but I still kind of don't like either. Wouldn't you like not donate a shit ton of money? I don't know. Like that'd be me, right? If I had a shit ton of money and there's this party that like, oh yeah, this will help me, but I just don't like either side that much, but this is the less of two evils, I wouldn't just shovel a bunch of money into either of them.
Maybe. Or unless you're just so worried about what the other side is going to do. Like, if he really thinks that the Democrats are going to be bad for his business, like raising corporate tax kind of thing.
I mean,
In the deficit
Yeah,
for his bottom line, I don't know. I can't speak for the man.
but what I'm saying is like because that makes the decision kind of obvious then. I'm like, oh, well, these guys are going to hurt me real bad, so I'm not doing it. But
You're saying that, like, by shoveling a shitload of money. Do you know how much it was, by the way? Because I just heard that, like,
he's one of the, it says one of the top donators, so I assume
Okay.
it's
I
lot.
would, yeah, at least millions, I would expect. Would be my assumption. That is a lot of money to throw in somebody's direction if you're just lukewarm on them.
yeah. So it's like, how much does these like climate change? How much does that actually mean to Elon? Then?
Isn't Elon Musk from like South Africa or something like that?
He is, yeah. You could call him an African American if you wanted to.
I'm leaving that.
Also, you could call him a South American
Ooh.
Wait, why?
because he's a South African.
Oh, you're right.
Hey, I live in the South of America.
That's true. You're a South American.
Holy shit.
Speaking of South America and where Sunbro lives,
It's so
you
hot.
hear about the culling?
Holy shit, it's so hot.
The game, the culling.
Oh yeah, I know about that game.
Hear about the second one?
I heard they were making one. I don't know anything about it.
So essentially, the first one came out.
I actually watched a shitload of that before Fortnite and PUBG blew up. I was considering playing the culling, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, so like the developer seemed to like abandon the culling all of a sudden. People were like, "What the fuck's going on here?"
There was a lot of problems with like the melee balancing and shit like that.
Yeah, so then they actually a few months later released the culling 2.
Oh, that's out? I didn't know that.
Yeah, they just kind of announced it and said, "By the way, it's coming out like within a week or some shit."
Jesus. Like to early
And-
access?
Um,
The other one
I
was
don't.
in early access the whole time.
I don't know. I don't remember if it's in early access or not, but it's quite shit. It's like worse than the culling. It's like, why would you? Yeah, why would you do this, guys?
Must be why I hadn't heard of it.
It's kind of like it seemed like a cash grab, for sure. They changed some of the aspects of it, right? That it wasn't like entirely based. It was a lot more like kind of PUBG like, but worse than PUBG by a long shot. But it was one of the worst game launches of all time.
By what measure?
By Steam statistics and concurrent players. So they had, when the game came out, they had like 2,000 concurrent players, but within like 48 hours, it went down to like 2.
I didn't hear any buzz for that game at all.
So it went down. It literally went down to 2 concurrent players.
That's insane. That's
And,
obviously not even enough for a full match.
Yeah. And so, but at least you have a 50-50 chance of winning, though. You know.
Just 2 developers.
It's so, and they're from Georgia, from Atlanta, Georgia. That's why
Really? The
That's speaking
developers of that game? Or the 2
Yeah,
people
the-
who are still playing?
the studio.
I know the show Archers.
So like the developers were basically like, we might have to fuck this and be like,
That sounds like it's pretty
we might have to reconsider our studio.
What
I
is
just thought that was
leaving?
funny.
I mean, have you ever seen someone come back from a 1-goal deficit?
good. It is too good.
It's because everyone left.
That's nuts though, because I watched NL play a lot of the culling, and then even he was like, "Yeah, I guess I'll look at it when the second one comes out." But like, they never fixed the first one, so why would I have any faith that the second one's gonna be good? You just need to fix the first one. But once PUBG came out, it totally ate their lunch, and no one went back to it. So. Damn, Roundhouse with the D.
I love Roundhouse's D.
Roundhouse giving me the MVP with his
MVP. Most valuable dick.
Oh, he bumped me.
You know he has a big dick if he's driving a truck.
Hell yeah. No, fuck you.
We just score on us. We don't deserve. Thank you. You can do that, Mr. Majora.
Roundhouse had no part in that. He was too busy with the D. So what's up with your goings on there, Justin? How's things?
I don't want to talk about it.
Fair enough.
Did you finish the mixtape?
Yeah, I did. It was good.
Did you like it?
Yeah.
What was your favorite? With that?
I have to go back and look at it again. I don't remember all the songs.
That means he hated all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. He just has to find the one he's most compatible with and can donate a lot of money for it. My favorite was not the last track. Can you believe
It's
it?
kind of weird.
Yeah. Well, it was gonna be, but I was like, I really want the end of this to be really like real, kind of dark and stuff, because the end of the thing was a bit more sludgy, right? A little bit more of a dirty dubstep going on.
Yeah.
I'm trying to say words that don't actually equate to another genre that I'm not trying to describe. Oh.
All part
Dangerous.
I learned from best.
My favorite one was the MDK song, though. Called Firebird. But the Missing No, the final song, was pretty sweet, too. Especially because he uses actual sounds from a Game Boy that has the Missing No glitch on it.
It's pretty good.
So that's pretty sweet. But that song's just like... It's dirty. It's sexy. It's sensual.
Whoa, now I want to listen to it again.
It's BDSM.
For your ears.
I don't know, there's a few interesting songs too, like I Am End or whatever the hell that one was. Where
Yeah,
it's
that
got,
one was
like,
interesting.
that one, like, I enjoy it mainly because it's interesting more than I enjoy it because it's, like, really good. Like, it's good, but I'm like, wow, this song's... I was trying to demo me. Panic. Yeah.
Ooh, baby.
Just had to keep that pressure up, pounded into him.
Under pressure.
You gonna be playing some Monster Hunter with us, Justin?
I don't know. I'm debating whether or not I want to pre-order it.
Well, I mean, if you don't pre-order it, are you still gonna buy it and play it with us?
Yeah, but if I don't pre-order, I'm probably gonna wait for it to go on sale, and by that time, it's just gonna be a thing. So
We'll be 5 million levels ahead of you.
yeah,
Just like we are in Rocket League.
yeah.
Yeah. Level 75. What level are you?
75 minus 5 million. We're 5 million ahead of him.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah.
Do some quick maths.
Quick maths. Come quick maths. Look who's MVP. Look who's so good at this game.
I mean, you are 5 million levels above him, so it makes sense that he'd be on the bottom.
Yeah.
How silly would you look though if I got MVP?
Oh, thank
I
God
didn't
that
tell-
never happens.
I didn't tell you, King Streams was on. He was talking about how he's level 16 and all this, right?
In
And
Rocket League?
in Rocket League, yeah. And he was like using that, like, he's like, well, I'm only level 16. I'm really shit. I'm like, well, that doesn't mean anything to me. I was like, what's your rank? He's like, I don't know what the difference is. I was like, oh.
I think you have your answer on how bad he is.
Well,
Pretty sure I hit level 16 after like 10 hours of play, by the way.
oh yeah.
So
It's not, it doesn't happen. It happens real quick. But he, like, Martin for a while would constantly say what he was. Like, he'd be like, oh, I'm a veteran, or I'm a blah blah blah. I'm like, Martin, that doesn't mean anything. I ran out of this.
It might mean something pretty soon. It'll be at least a somewhat better gauge.
I mean, it's a time played
Right.
gauge more than anything. But
You get rewarded by like doing stuff in the game, so there's an argument to be made that like you had to be a certain skill just to like hit the ball that many times
sure,
to
yeah.
get to Rocket League. It's obviously not nearly as accurate of a gauge as your rank.
But you know, the higher you get to, the more people that can counter your stuff that you're doing anyway. So, like, well, you're gonna be doing more stuff, right? I don't know. Amount of goals don't really change, but yeah, our shots on goal will change.
I know I wasn't getting a whole lot of aerial hit points in the early days.
Yeah, that's true.
Just because I didn't want to.
Yeah,
Of course. There's a different style of play back then.
got him. Man, playing with Martin, dude, I felt like not only a god because I could hit aerials better than everybody, but I felt like a god because, like, strategically I was just walking all
Yeah.
over them,
They
and
must
that's
have been
great.
like, fuck, he's everywhere. How is he always in the right place?
Like I'm always in the right place, or I could just
Always
hit it
snagging-
past them.
Always snagging the boost, putting
Yeah.
it behind their defense.
Finding their holes and just
Oh, I
filling them.
love finding people's.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you fill them.
Oh,
You stick it in their holes.
keep going.
Oh, no, that's about it. That's about
Oh,
it.
you didn't put that one in.
No, no, Sombro, it's not about putting it in the hole. It's about finding the hole. Sometimes they're like, no, sorry, that's the goal. Or, no, sorry, that's my butthole. And I'm like, alright, my bad.
Or like, not this goal because it's not your birthday.
Yeah. And you're on orange team currently, so you probably should.
Nice
Or
angle.
blue team currently. As we're talking about own goaling. Sombro own goals.
Thank you, Angel. I passed it too. Woo! I flipped to the left and it went right. That makes a lot of sense.
Still trying to figure that one out. I have my protractor out. I'm doing maths. Not here. I'm leaving. Umo! Umo!
What, mate?
Maika! I don't have this, and I'm sorry.
Man, I bet Justin doesn't even have like a bunch of EQ coins.
He probably doesn't have any EQ coins. Dude.
What?
I have if you hang out in my chat and stream, you get a fake currency,
Oh, those.
a fake reel. Yeah, and so you get EQ coins. Zoo.
What do I do with them?
You can fight bosses and shit with it.
Wait,
Fake
what?
bosses. Text bosses.
Twitch has bosses?
My bot has bosses.
Like a mouse.
How do you
Like a
fight
box.
boss?
You type exclamation mark boss.
What happens if you beat the boss?
You get more EQ coins.
And then you can use those coins to fight the boss?
Yeah.
And then
It
when
sounds
you
like
beat
a
the boss,
never-end-
you
What is this, cookie clicker?
Yeah, that's what it is. Well, I mean, what else am I gonna give away? Like,
I don't know, you could do like
What?
a song request or something.
fuck that. No way.
Making.
I am not giving anyone the ability to do song requests.
I mean, it could be from a pre-approved song list.
No, that's not how it works.
I mean, it could be.
It could be, yeah, if I programmed. I'm not doing that.
You could do a face
Oh.
reveal.
Oh yeah, I can do a face reveal. That's true. I can give them sexy face pics. It's a fucking rat snake. Sorry. Singing.
Yeah,
Omletto-chan! Why is his name Omelet-chan? Not Omletto. Omuretto. Omoraisu.
man, if it wasn't for that own goal, we'd have this game well in hand.
I don't know, if you didn't own goal though, would Justin have felt the pressure to score another goal? You know Justin, he doesn't really score unnecessary goals.
He really doesn't. Now he's under the pressure.
I don't even...
This is good. This is a good.
Justin,
good
where were
thing
you?
for us.
Oh, you're harassing. I thought Justin was back.
What the fuck? Making a new train? Oh, right. Yeah, so there was that, I was confused about the Detroit Become Human thing. That's one of those things where they put their own fake cover on it, like an EV Games kind of thing.
Yeah.
Sometimes
one of
they draw
I'm
the
out of
cover.
juice. The meme the covers. So.
It was like a fucking one of those Chinese rip-off things at first, like where you see like Darth Maul versus Godzilla or something. Oh, I'm starting to believe. No!
No!
I was molested.
I definitely had that, but there
I
may
had
have
it
been a
too.
blockade.
Oh yeah.
That would have been incredible if I had run in.
Oh yeah.
That was such a bad shot.
Yeah, it was.
Barely took the
It was-
MVP.
It wasn't the best pass, but it was what I could do.
Barely snagged MVP. Tell me you were going for the fake lol. Not the real lol.
Tom. Lol. No.
Well, my text got deleted. I waited too long.
That's
Moment's
fine,
gone.
it's good. Yeah, fuck. I'm not. The erections passed. Hold on, I need a golden egg.
I was gonna make a joke about the early access matrix about like loot crates, but then they put the loot crates in the video, so that kind of killed my joke.
Are we searching?
Wow. No, I just got a shitty octane skin that I already have. Alright.
A shitty octane what?
Skin. Decal. I'm opening golden eggs.
Which of you has gotten something that wasn't a decal from Golden Eggs?
I got wheels. I got yellow wheels.
What kind of wheels?
Yellow ones.
Yeah. What are they called?
Yellow.
No, I don't believe that.
Shit, I couldn't find them fast enough.
Yellow.
Nova. Or something?
Kiro.
It was the wolf ones. It was like a little wolf in the middle with like glowy eyes.
Oh. Yeah.
I don't know.
Lobo.
That's probably right.
That was it. Lobos. Or whatever.
Is that something you're interested in, Justin?
I don't even know what Lobos look like.
Can you even trade them?
Yeah.
Oh, you can trade the golden egg stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This guy, this guy got so dunked that the goalie wasn't even ready.
That did go like really fast. 60 doesn't seem that much, but like that was a very fast 60.
Didn't have very far to go either. That helps.
It's not your normal 60 miles an hour.
Yeah. That's like a painted certified 60 miles an hour.
So we had to shelve our
Thanks.
we had to shelve our discussion on different art styles in Japan and America.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, people can like whatever the fuck they want to like, but in the same token, you know, it's the same thing with music too. Like, people can like pop music. That's fine.
It's fair to judge it. Sure, you can say you like the Japanese one better.
But, you know, pop music's definitely no Philharmonic Orchestra.
Right. And I'm also just saying that like it's when you decide that like you know it's like look, this is Japanese art, this is American art. Jesus titty fucking Christ. It's like, yeah, but that's like saying like, you know, France makes, or you know, like Japan makes the Lexus LFA, America makes the fucking Chevy Bolt. It's like, okay, well at least compare similar cars. Like you might even be right that Japan makes better cars, but you're currently comparing two things that are set out for different had a different design goal in mind. One was designed to be like cheaper to afford, like the
Caveman!
the Cartoon Network style.
Yes.
Oh.
The Cartoon Network style, you know, they have to they're churning out like a shitload of episodes to keep up with the demand. So
And they pay their people reasonably and stuff.
they they're even though the art style is simpler, it still has like a charm to it while being more cost effective than the Japanese art style. So it comes down to I think my big problem with being like, it's the American art is sucks. It's like, well, there's like a whole bunch of people that live in America. There's obviously really good animators here in America. Don't just cherry pick these two examples and shit all over American artists from these two things. It's obviously like a lot of talented American. Oh my god. There's obviously a lot of talented American animators.
Well, I think a lot of it too, though. There's right. They're doing an art style that's good for our demographic, right? Our kids have grown up with, Dexter's Lab and all that shit, and it's all gotten like
Girls.
Powerpuff Girls, and we've had this simple
The guy
art style.
that guy that was behind all those shows was very influential. And also
Like
a lot of our animators have moved to 3D stuff. Like you're gonna look at everything Pixar does and go,
I mean,
fucking American animators.
anime uses a lot of 3D modeling now too.
Right.
But I'm just saying that like clearly America has very talented animators when you look at Pixar stuff. They're obviously making really well-made, high-quality shit.
Yeah.
We used to for the kids. We used to have the high quality stuff with like He-Man and all those shitty shows. The Justice
He-Man
League,
and, yep. Batman.
Thundercats, the old Thundercats, right?
Yeah.
Batman has
But
fucking Disney.
a lot
But
of
when
the
he said
American
America
audience.
versus Japan, I took that in the pop culture sense, as in aggregating what like the popular cartoons look like.
Yeah.
Are those two shows marketed for the same demographic though? Like Thundercats
Yeah,
is clearly
like-
going for a younger audience.
I don't know why. The main demographic for the Thundercats before they released the art style
Yeah,
was
and
people in
I
their
have no problem
30s.
with you complaining about that. Like I also
Lots of people were mad about that.
I'm mad about what they did in Teen Titans because I love that show. But
Yeah.
is that I don't know what anime that is, but is that more like the 7 to 10-year-old market? Is that what that anime is for?
No, that's probably more like a Pokemon.
A Japan Pokemon or a? Because I think.
Yeah, 7-year-olds in Japan. Yeah.
Because Japan, because Pokemon in America is probably, I would say, marketed a little bit towards, more towards, I guess, like a wider age range as opposed
Yeah,
to.
just that anime is clearly at least trying to market a little bit to the age range would have a higher number on it. I guess
Yeah,
is
yeah.
what I'm saying.
That's what I was saying.
They're at least attempting to hit a more mature market. I mean,
That's
I'm,
why
I'm sure
Pokemon-
Japan has kids shows that don't look like fucking anime.
Yeah, they do. They have some kid shows
Yeah,
that are.
silly, animated stuff like that with thick black outlines.
I forget the one I watched. That was like fucking trying to.
But there also isn't a big market for cartoons for adults in America.
Yeah, exactly.
That feeds exactly into my point. Is that you're kind of comparing apples to oranges there.
That's fine.
And
You're
and-
probably
That,
right.
but what you're saying though is I basically can't compare genres of music to each other.
No, I'm not. I'm saying you can say that the Japanese stuff is better. That's fine. I probably agree there. What I'm saying is that when you get that almost like elitist attitude of like, oh Jesus Christ, these American animators suck and Japan animators are doing so much better job.
Yeah, two groups versing each other, right? The American people as a group for animators are shit compared to the Japanese. When I agree that both those art styles are,
And
I
also,
would.
the image specifically it didn't say like, oh man, I really prefer this. Look how much nicer the details and stuff. It was Jesus Teddy fucking Christ. Like what a tragedy that Americans are putting up with this bullshit.
I still
Yeah,
kind of agree with
especially-
the sentiment.
Especially when a whole bunch of Americans have complained about that exact thing. Like that was all people talked about with the new Thundercats. Is like, why the hell are you doing this? So it's kind of weird to be like, this is what Americans all want, is this garbage.
I would say the majority of the demographic that watches cartoons is in that camp.
Yeah, the fucking 5 to like 11-year-olds who are too dumb to know what they want. They want the pretty colors and shit.
And that's the thing with like anime. The anime already fills that void of a demographic that like, of like, hey, this is for the 20-year-olds or this is for the 30-year-olds,
Yeah,
right?
and give all the respect and credit in the world to Japan for that. It's like, thank you for hitting that market, which might be under represented in the American market. That there's not enough, adult or like higher teenage area kind of animated shows. That's perfectly fine, but just shitting on like a kid's cartoon for not being as good as anime just seems kind of weird to me.
It's filling a gap in a market, really.
You got to fill those holes. If we
Yeah.
haven't
Right,
learned
but I can
anything else
still
tonight-
shit on pop music even though that's filling a hole.
Yes, you
Right,
can
you-
like
yeah,
one genre more than the other. Yes, I have no
But
problem
we're
with that.
Yeah, we're saying though that you're calling American animators shit because they are filling a different hole in a demographic that isn't being filled by Japan.
Would you say that all American artists suck because pop music sucks?
The tweet didn't say that either, so
It had that elitist attitude though, like
you can't
American
just
animators,
assume.
American animators in 2018 versus Japanese animators in 2018. Jesus titty fucking Christ! And I was like,
I think it said
well-
animation. I don't think it said animators.
Well,
well, all I was
yeah,
saying
a
is
country.
that I don't like the attitude that it seems to be pushing for there. So I think I've made my point clear at this juncture. I've expressed my opinion here.
I'm okay with
I-
shitting on the animation. If the tweet was
Yeah, yeah.
I'll have to look at it again. But I'm pretty sure it said animation, not animators. Because the animation that animators produce isn't necessarily reflective of their skill. They got hired to
Right.
do a job.
It does say animation, but it's
okay.
it's
I agree with that.
it's again you're shitting on the entire anime. Like, are we not including the Pixar stuff? Because they're doing incredible work over there.
I mean, it didn't come to mind when I was thinking about it, but
What about like the Samurai Jack stuff? That looks
do
really
we,
good.
are we really gonna do a hashtag not all? Is that what this boiled down to?
Well, it's saying American animation. It's saying everything.
Right, are we not allowed to ever speak in terms of generalities?
All right, I think we're at an impasse here. I just
It's boiling down. It's boiling down to semantics again.
I think the main thing that I disagree with it is the fact that it seems like it's an elitist of this country versus this other country. Like, it's-
specifically
I don't think
when it's comparing things that are aimed at different people and
Yeah,
different demographics.
Because like VeggieTales is shit, right? VeggieTales is real shit. But you know what? That's for 5-year-olds, right? Who gives a fuck? It's for 5-year-olds in America.
Comparing that to.
I mean, you could take it in a broader
context.
context, though, and just ask why hasn't America tried to tap this market?
Yeah, I mean, if it
That's
asks,
fine.
if
You
it,
could-
if you, if you ask that, that's fine. Yeah.
I mean, it's a short tweet. You can interpret it a million different ways. That's kind of the problem with the
Right, but
the
no,
soundbite tweet world.
the problem though is they put a country tag on it, like this country versus this country, right? Because they
Yeah.
put USA versus Japan, as opposed to it had mentioned nothing. It didn't pose any questions whatsoever of, yo, is this why hasn't America done this?
Sure.
When the only thing it has
You
said
know what
is
would've
this
been
country
better-
versus
What would have been better is they do DC animated. So there was like a Batman movie that just came out, or like a Superman. There's gonna be a Spider-Man in the Spider-Verse kind of movie coming out. If you wanted to compare those, I would have a much better. I think that would be a much better argument. It's just it's really the.
I mean, basically, if
the
from
direct thing.
for me, if they just would have removed the country tag and they said, hey, this animation style versus this animation style, no country, no whatever, I would be like, all right.
What is the lesson you think they were trying what's the point that they were trying to make?
I think it was more targeted at what audiences prefer as opposed to what the animators can do. I think it was just, tasteless audience. That's what I got out of it.
I also think that's ridiculous, though. Like, of course, and maybe a kid's taste is going to be bad, but I'm sure there's kids in Japan with shit taste too.
There's kids that look at fucking Octopath Traveler and they say, why are the graphics so bad? And there's people
Or
with
Minecraft, for that matter.
or Minecraft, yeah, exactly. Oh, the graphics are shit. Just like Hen at work. While he's not a child, he doesn't care. He just plays video. He's got like a child mentality when it comes to video games, right? It's just graphics, and he says dumb things like, "You're just gonna get bored of that game. Why would you keep playing?" Like what? That's
It's fucking hilarious. I love that.
that's such a stupid
You're gonna
mentality.
get bored. Why bother?
Yeah, you're just gonna watch that movie and you're gonna finish watching that movie. Why would you ever watch it?
You know, even after you finish that meal, you're gonna get hungry again. You might
Yeah,
as well
what's-
not bother.
Don't bother. But so like kids in America, they don't have a they definitely don't have a taste for art style. I think they were gentlemen.
He didn't leave the gentleman's agreement even when it was going right for his goal.
Oh,
But in Japan too, you can't necessarily make that argument with like, hey, these kids are have more taste or whatever, because it's like what Japan is used to is just an anime style, right? That's the shit that they've grown up with this entire time.
Sure.
Well, America just started to shift, and so these kids, like, they're doing the thing that they know that the last generation of kids liked, right? And that's it. And so it's kind of a marketing thing that keeps them in this bubble rather than the kids themselves who have shit taste. It's one of those things. Like, would you as a company want to risk making like an anime He-Man style thing?
like, for
Last
example-
Airbender.
I think Last Airbender looked really good.
Yeah,
I'm
and
not
that was
saying
good.
it didn't.
And that was more towards a time that was we had a little bit more of interweaved art styles, right? Where still Scooby-Doo was kind of on Cartoon Network sometimes.
Samurai Jack had a very simplistic look, but
Oh.
I liked it. It had a,
Yeah, Samurai Jack was
style to it.
So
I mean, I did
I don't
like
know.
it.
More detailed is not necessarily like better.
No. There's also, story writing and character development and all of this stuff. I understand that.
and art
I'm-
style, right? Octopath versus Call of Duty, right? Octopath is fucking pretty as hell,
Right.
but it's all like shit graphics. Shit.
It's pixelated compared to like HD 4K textures.
Even this Rocket League screen right now. There's more pixels on this Rocket League screen than there are on most Octopath.
I think that's what bugs me, is that there is a good point to be made. I just don't like the way they made it. I think you could criticize direction that American animation is taking for kids. Like with the, I think I may be wrong here, but like the Teen Titans Go has just become so fucking popular that they're going with that, a similar style for all their shows now. I don't know if it's the same like animation studio doing it. Maybe they're just like that's their thing. But you also see it in shit. What's the other one? There's the Steven Universe one. There's the,
Yeah,
Yeah.
Steven Universe.
Adventure Time.
Eventually.
yeah. Oh, it's a little bit different, but yeah, it's still a flat kind of simplistic style. It's not going for a lot of deep like an anime would.
There's a very like certain mouth style to it too, where they have this like kind of hot dog mouth, fat sausage mouth.
And there's there's something.
Yes.
Pleasing. It's like a pleasing style for a show that doesn't take itself very seriously. I think it works. Whereas that anime that they put by side by side comparison looks like a show that probably cares more about its storyline. That it's not just a show kind of like for laughs.
I mean, there's plenty of animes that are like that too.
Yeah,
They're just for laughs.
Shin-chan.
Sora no Otashimono.
But look at Shin-chan, it's got like real shit animation, right?
Oh, well, I was saying that Sora no Otashimono is just for laughs, but yet at the same time, it's got a really well done art style. Really intricate.
And at this point, me personally, I wish the American art styles were more like Japan's. But at the same time, like, Japan just kind of fills that void, right? Japan's
really
already...
bothered me because I'm not sitting around watching Thundercats, the animated show.
Yeah.
I don't really care.
In general, in terms of the shows, I think Japan just has better storylines for their shows, too.
Yeah, I kind of agree. They're much more open to a lot of stuff, so you get some really weird and dynamic storylines.
Yeah. And they're a lot more, I don't know, they seem a lot more extreme, and it seems like a lot more adult theme, even in stuff that could be targeted towards kids. So, I don't know.
I don't know if I agree with the storyline one. I guess I'd have to. I find a lot of storylines in anime to be very tropey, cliche, and
Right, they're tropey and cliche, but look at Teen Titans Go. How much of a storyline do you think that show has? It's a show just for the lulls, right?
right. But I
And-
guess I don't. I'm not gonna give. Oops. I guess I don't give the anime points for trying and not succeeding versus a show that doesn't care as much and like it achieves what it sets out to do.
Yeah. It's also storyline that we prefer is what we're talking about at this point, rather than I guess criticizing it in a whole.
Yeah, like specifically for me, sure, an anime is more likely to have a storyline I care about than these shitty Cartoon Network shows, sure. But again, it's because the Cartoon Network shows aren't going for that. It's
Yeah.
not one of their goals.
Yeah, I don't. At this point, I'm not criticizing it, more of just stating the preference. But like, also these tropes, right? With like, talking about their tropey and stuff like that. It's like, I also like those tropes.
Yeah, tropes are a convenient tool in any storytelling, just because you don't have to explain as much backstory.
Right.
It's a shortcut for story depth.
But if you lean on it too much, the story is predictable
Sure, it's balanced.
and bland. And a lot of anime I've watched, I don't get very far because it's like, holy shit, I know how this scene is going to play out because I've seen it 1,000 times. Which, I'm not giving credit to the Cartoon Network shows for not even trying to make a compelling story.
There's also a lot of tropes of American animation shit too. Just look at
I would assume. I haven't seen an American animated show in a while, so.
Let's look at the "You're a genius" that line. You know what that one? Where like the person's they're trying to figure out some scenario, right?
What the heck was this goal? Hold on. Look
I know
at this. You got the demo on some guy. I don't know if he had it, but
he didn't.
and then I hit the other guy.
Nice. But yeah, the trope. In case Justin, do you know what I'm talking about? The trope.
What, sorry, my mind just completely went off the rails. What are we talking about?
The trope. You're a genius. When it comes to,
Someone
we're like. Yeah. So someone's
presents an idea, and the other person's like, "Oh my God, you're a genius."
it's not even like an idea. They present an idea that has like nothing to do with the scenario,
Yeah.
and then
It
it
just
sparks an
it's-
idea in
yeah,
another
it was
character.
a eureka moment for the other character.
What? I just wasted so much boost grabbing that. I was just max speed, but I was still
honestly
boosting.
think of an American animated show that I've seen in the last couple of years that was other than like there was something that would be on like a Cartoon Network for kids kind of thing. I'm trying to think.
Some would argue My
I
Little Pony.
That is American, isn't it?
Yeah. I'm not one of those people, but I'm just saying, there's plenty of bronies out there.
Right. Yeah. I also have no idea. I don't even know what that is. But
yeah.
What, a brony?
Yeah, My Little Pony. Like, is
yeah,
it
what
about?
are you talking about? Is this it's like
Is it popular or like? I mean, it's probably not something I would be interested in either. Yeah, it sounds
I
like.
just don't know anything about it, so I can't tell you if I'd be interested.
I hate horses, right? So,
You do, yeah. Is it about horses? I don't even know.
I mean, I assume.
Do you count a Pegasus as a horse?
Yeah.
What about a unicorn?
Yeah.
What about a mule?
Semi-horse.
It is a semi-horse.
So wait a second.
A Pegasus, full-blown horse. Unicorn, full-blown horse. Mule.
Yeah.
Ah, no, that's fucking crazy.
No. See, a Pegasus is just a horse that you strapped wings onto, right?
Yeah.
That's all it is.
I strapped the wings on.
And then a unicorn is just a horse that you slap a horn onto.
Yeah,
A
but
mule is like you take a horse and you shove it into what is it?
An ass.
a donkey.
A donkey. Yeah.
Shove it up your ass.
I would argue that donkeys are like 25% horse.
So you're saying a mule is 75% horse?
No. We're not talking about genetics here.
Okay.
We're talking about how they feel in my heart.
Okay. So what about a centaur?
That's pretty close to 50%, wouldn't it be?
Well, maybe. I'm trying to think of in my heart how I feel about it.
Right.
Okay.
Honestly, I feel centaur is almost more horse than human.
Yeah, they're pretty
horse
gross
part is-
still.
horse
So.
part is really big.
They're more insect than anything else.
Insect?
yeah.
Yeah, because they have six
Arms?
limbs. Yeah.
Yeah, look at those.
So I would say maybe 66% horse.
66.6.
Repeating, of course.
Yeah, repeating. Yeah, so 66, 66, 66% horse. You got to repeat the 66
Right.
many times.
In chunks of 3, so that's the number of the beast.
Yeah, 66, 6, 66, 6.
Ow.
But what about centaur women? See, I'm a little bit more okay with it because there's a woman involved.
They're gonna have the boobs.
Maybe 60% horse.
And obviously that's gonna circle us back around to the mermaid question.
That's the mermaid question.
Yeah, what's the mermaid question?
If you had to, would you go top half or bottom half dish? If you
Uh,
could choose.
I mean, am I allowed to just burn it with fire?
I would do top half because if I'm gonna stick it in a fish vagina, I don't care as much. I don't want to be looking into a scary fish face when I'm doing vagina.
That's a good point. If you just close your eyes, hopefully the fish vagina is like, comparable.
Yeah. I mean, if
Soft and wet, and squishy.
but if it's got spikes in it or some shit,
That's a problem.
yeah, that poses a little bit of tension.
I feel like the scales would get rather uncomfortable too.
But would there be scales on the inside though?
Maybe, I don't know. Have you ever put your dick in a fish vagina?
I don't think that's how it works though, because the scales are an outside thing, right?
Yeah, but you're still gonna be rubbing up against them.
Yeah, but I mean, I could put cloth on them,
Full
right?
body condom.
Some what are they called? The waiters?
Like an apron or some shit.
No, just some waiters. It's appropriate. You know, you're having sex with a fish. You might as well have some
Yeah.
waiters.
Half fish. It's only 50% gross.
Plus, that way, you know, you can have sex in the water so they don't drown, or whatever the opposite of drowning is.
Ugh. Didn't think about that.
Breathing?
You don't want it. You want it to turn into. It's already bestiality. You don't want to turn into necrophilia halfway through.
That's
You
true.
don't. Well, you
yeah.
don't.
I mean,
Oh. Why?
right?
You?
I mean, do you?
No.
I said
Wait,
you
do you-
don't want it to turn into that, do you? And you know, I was
Oh,
just
okay.
gonna see what you said.
I don't know. What do you think, Justin?
I
What
may
is your
not be, I may not be into that.
I
what is
listen
your
to- I listen to
stance?
black metal. I'm indifferent.
Oh, okay. Indifferent.
I've been exposed to it enough. I was lagging
Do
as
you-
fuck.
Do you like it, or do you
It's
just
literally
sort of
don't
like it?
care.
No,
It's like, I guess she's dead. I guess this doesn't bother me.
All right. I guess this is a thing now.
alright, I guess I got a joke for you.
Lay it on me.
If anger is red and envy is green, what color is apathy?
I guess gray might work.
Who cares?
I see. I see.
What?
But for real, I feel like gray is the best answer you can give there.
Nah, because that means you care about what color it is.
Is there? Hold on.
I-
Is there a?
what? I have to identify with the thing I'm defining.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is your gender now apathy?
Do I have to be angered?
If
to
you're
tell you
not
what color-
black, you're not allowed to talk about black people issues, son, bro. Come on, this is basic social
Duh.
justice.
You wouldn't understand if you
Did I
weren't
just
black.
offend apathetic people?
I think so.
I don't know. No shit!
And if I did offend them, does that mean they're not apathetic anymore?
I think you're right. We've broken the system. We have officially broken the system. Holy cow.
The entire apathy structure has just been torn down. The stock prices are going down or
They're
up.
never
I don't
coming
know.
back.
Would
They're going
Would
somewhere.
anyone care though? Like,
Yeah,
I don't
you
know
broke 'em.
anymore. You broke it.
How are we supposed to predict these apathy markets if we don't even know where they're going anymore? Oh. Oh, I don't like that didn't hit the ceiling.
that's easier.
Hit a memory. Thanks.
I've had to break out the calculator a lot this evening.
I know.
I saw him going for it, and I was just like, all right, do it.
What was his goal?
The
What?
one he shot at
No,
him.
it was Ashton's goal.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
Freelancer has died of exposure.
Did I count?
I don't get it.
I don't need it.
You don't get it?
I don't get it. Should I get it?
Yeah.
Am I being dumb?
Do you actually not get it?
I don't either.
Or are you just playing them?
I don't know. Should I get it?
It's been freelancers, they
Oh, freelance photographer!
freelance anything. They'll be like, no, I'm not going to pay you. I'm going to pay you an
Right.
exposure.
Yeah, you get paid an exposure. I get it. now.
Oh, I thought we were talking about the exposure on like a camera lens or something.
Yeah, freelance photographers die of double exposure, exposing their exposure.
Shit. Now you mention. I think I've seen that before. There's the whole subreddit called Choosing Beggars, which complains about that stuff. It's just freelancer. I don't know. I was almost thinking like mercenary kind of thing. it said like artist exposure, I might have got.
Oh wow.
That's on me. That's on me. That's not on the joke. It's a good joke. The revolver ocelot was pretty funny.
Yeah, that one was pretty good.
Is that actually revolver ocelot spinning?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, that's him.
I enjoyed a lot of that song you sent me, Justin. The Boma Earringe. Is that the one that you sent, or is that the one?
The Acorn one?
Yes, Acorn.
Yeah.
There were
I'm gonna-
a lot of moments that I liked.
Yeah, I'm trying to look into the genre a little more. I really like the atmosphere that it creates.
Shit. Then it kind of like went a little bit to the dubsteppy direction. That's not my groove, but there was a lot of that. Yeah, like you said, like it presents a nice atmosphere, and I really like that stuff. Oh, he got penis. Guys, I punished him for his penisiness.
Nice, dude. He's got. Oh wait, he's got a big penisiness. Oh.
I punished him. Oh, that wasn't a good pinch at all.
Yeah, that's pretty
Give him a
shit.
spanking.
Gross. Failed.
I can't get there.
If you had to spank a mermaid, would you want it to be the top half or the bottom half?
I don't really
Well,
care.
if I was just spanking it, I would want it to be the bottom half. Human.
You don't want to spank scales, that doesn't sound.
Yeah, it sounds boring. I want it to be real jiggly.
Because you do it all the time.
Spank fish? Yeah, that's my job. I'm
And
an
it's not even a
official-
euphemism. You just spank fish all the time.
Yeah, that's what I do for a living.
Oh, what a pass!
There's a
What
market for it.
pass. You killing people, Justin. You're killing
You can't go down. You can't win from a 1-goal deficit, man. I
Murdering.
really want a
It's
punishment
true.
for those people. I
By
really
the way,
want a punishment.
is that the disc on Voyager in your avatar?
It is, yes.
No, it's the
Why?
Death Star.
It's cool.
I mean, there was no impetus behind it. It's just like, hey, you know what? This feels right today.
Yeah, it looks cool.
That's no disc.
Yeah. Is that okay?
I'm apathetic.
It's great.
The guy who changes his name once a week. It's like,
Once a week.
You didn't plan your avatar, bro? You just picked one?
It's so dumb.
You don't have a list planned out like Justin does?
Yeah.
I tell
I mean,
you, man,
my names usually have reasons.
I live my life one day at a time and just take it how it comes. I go with the flow.
Dude, you have such a spontaneous life there, Sunbro. Just choosing Steam avatars.
You know, I grab life by the horn.
He puts on his dating website profile, incredibly spontaneous.
It's North End Trooper.
Oh yeah, yeah.
He's he used to host a tournament.
Oh,
He's hosting his ass getting kicked right now.
he's clearly not good enough to be in the tournament though,
Hey,
especially when he leaves.
So, do you know about the Papa John CEO thing, Justin?
Yeah, he said nigger or something. Wait.
He did.
Whoa, buddy.
I'm sorry, Justin, but now that you've said that, you can no longer be the CEO of Papa John's.
You're right.
So, do you know about this,
Probably.
Ashton?
No, don't say the word.
I got it. I normally don't, anyways. So it started with the NFL players taking a knee during the anthem.
Yeah.
And the Papa John's guy that you see in the commercial, the CEO or the founder, Mr. Papa John, complaining that was like hurting their sales. The fact that the players were doing that because they were the official pizza sponsor of the NFL, and they run a million ads whenever there's an NFL game on. So he's like, because the NFL players are taking a knee, people aren't watching NFL games as much, which means our sales are down because they're not seeing our shitty pizza commercials. So he was in racial, like, PR training on how to be more politically correct. and apparently said something to the effect of like, well, Colonel Sanders didn't get in trouble for saying the N-word back in like the 60s, but he actually said the N-word like on a conference call with other people. He said Colonel Sanders didn't get in trouble for saying the N-word, as if like once one person has said it and gotten away, like he should be able to as well. It's kind of a silly like line of reasoning. Like clearly people just don't like you saying the word. It's pretty stupid to think that you can just get away with it because someone else did in a different era when black people had to use different water fountains and restrooms and shit. Like he didn't get punished then, I shouldn't be getting punished now. It's kind of a weird argument to me. But still, there you could still defend him by saying like he wasn't calling someone the N-word, he was using it, and there's context there, even though I think it's a kind of a silly argument, and the guy's probably a complete tool. He wasn't using it to be racially insensitive.
Right. But
anyways, he stepped down like they already removed him as CEO, I believe, because of the NFL thing. It just kind of like as a PR move of like, we're gonna have someone else lead the company, but now he's like also lost his position as chairman of the board or whatever. He's in deep shit because he said the N-word and people know about it, and now
I mean, he's already made billions, so what the fuck does he care?
I mean, I'm pretty sure he does care. I wouldn't care. If he didn't care, if he cared as much as I would, like I wouldn't be in those stupid ass commercials. I wouldn't be going through PR training if I didn't want to be on the board. Still, If all I cared about was my money, I'd just fuck off. I'd say whatever the fuck I wanted on Twitter and use the N-word as much as I wanted to. But he's already like apologized for using N-word and said that he's at fault and everything. Not that that's gonna save him.
there's so like, I think
We got 0 points for that game, by the way.
0 points?
Yeah, our MMR moved to 0.
Ow.
So, like, there's these Twitch streamers that got banned, I believe. They got banned? Or they got like, kicked off some team or some sponsorship or something for saying the F word for gay people.
Oh, I was gonna say.
What?
Yeah, the F word for gay people. So,
I got you. The cigarette.
yeah. So, I'm not quite sure if they got banned from Twitch or what they take that, bitch.
God
I'm happy with that one. That was on purpose, too.
damn. That's kind of worrisome because we were just talking about Pogo and his use of Agatron.
Yeah.
With an F at the beginning. Now I'm fucking walking on eggshells. Jesus.
Yeah, so it's... And
what else does Twitch not allow me to say? Am I not allowed to have opinions now?
probably. No, mainly, obviously, don't try to use slurs. I think that's the main rule.
I mean, I would say that context probably matters.
No.
It should matter, but
It should, but it doesn't. There was a guy who... There was a
If you
guy
are
who...
referring to a pack of cigarettes or whatever.
I mean, I think region is the main thing that would,
we
do
all
it.
have to get a VPN so we can start using the F word.
Yeah.
And then we gotta start pretending like we're from England. Cheerio, mate! That's British.
But, what I find, again, ridiculous with these slurs and whatnot is the fact that there was an article on Kotaku, right, and they were talking about it, and I don't remember what fucking slant they had on it. I didn't care. I was just looking at what the news, what happened. That's all I was looking at.
I don't need the opinion piece. I just want the facts.
Yeah, and they were referring to the F word as the actual word in quotes, and they put it in quotes, right? Obviously quotes to save their butt. Right.
So we just need to talk
But-
in quotes, is what you're saying.
But what I think is kind of ridiculous is the fact that, like, there's like this with the N word. There's this like, you can't say it under any context ever, or else everyone freaks out. But these other slurs, it's okay to say them in other contexts. And so people can't, like, apply this context thing to other words, which I find very strange, right? Because it's like, if you could do context with the F word, why can't you do context with the N word? Why?
Right.
And you could argue, well, that words, they were slaves.
Yeah,
and...
what if you're singing along to a song, though? Is that?
Yeah, exactly.
That count?
I think that's...
What if like Justin just did? He was trying to refer to what happened in a news story.
Yeah,
use
a
that
quote.
word.
But
Quoting
no, but
what someone else said.
But context doesn't matter with that group of people, and I don't want it to be the more censored part of it. I don't.
Does Twitch ban black people for saying the N-word?
I don't know. Good.
What a save!
Jesus. Please. Good.
Wait.
Was that calculated?
And I don't, like I said, I don't want it to be in the worst censor part where the F word turns into every context ever is terrible. I'd rather it be a context-based,
Yeah, we're on the side
system.
of less censorship, obviously.
When I ask the question,
How ridiculous it is.
why are these things not equivalent, it's more of why can't these people understand context in both situations? Why is it special privilege for this group of people and not special privilege for this other group of people? Which I would say there's more privilege towards... Well, I guess it is privilege towards a certain group of people. I think it's less privilege towards every human being ever. Having to censor language like that's stupid. Why'd that guy leave?
I don't know, he was AFK for a little while.
Yeah, that's stupid. I was really hoping to get a legit goal there, not a...
You didn't get a goal, don't worry. Oh boy.
Wait,
Throwing.
Ashton's dead.
Yeah, I was drinking.
Drinking to kill you. What a save!
Oh, you destroyed
Oh, yeah! Yeah! I don't care, I'm glad I went in. This is my redirects on.
I don't think anyone would have done anything about that even if it wasn't a bot. We're not at that skill
You
level.
guys are on your own right now. I'm changing some of my chat stuff here. I wanted to say my fault. There we go. Now it works. Oh, that was
Con
Con.
almost.
I should have let him. I guess I didn't. Fucking people who leave matches.
I like to fuck those people.
I mean, if they're hot, if they're at least 20% mermaid or 30% centaur.
No, no centaur at all. The less horse, the better.
What if it's the body of a woman and the head of a horse?
No.
That's pretty hot. Just looking at you with those dead eyes.
I'd rather
Solid
fuck it dead. Just chop off the head, and I'll fuck the dead body.
The dead human body is better than horse body.
I don't want to hear.
Well, if that's what you're hearing, you're doing it wrong, man.
Yeah.
You gotta be gentle.
What if it has the voice of a woman too?
Oh god, that'd be horrifying. Coming
Of
from
a voice of a cute anime girl.
Yeah.
Oh my
The
god,
head of
that's
a horse.
terrifying.
Iku!
I'm almost positive that there's an anime
That's
like
exists. This exists.
Hi,
for
they
sure.
kudasai. With the
100%.
head of a horse?
that. Yeah.
Yep.
No, I mean I've seen a hentai where it's a centaur chick, but not with the head of a horse.
It's like horse, and then midriff and boobs, and then back to horse again.
Wait, no, I've seen a hentai with a dude that has the head of a horse. I have seen that.
Oh
There
man,
you
this
go.
is that there's that meme with
The horse hat
the
thing.
rubber horse head. Yeah.
Yeah.
God damn.
That's great.
No, but I've definitely seen one where it's like, and the thing had hoofs for hands, I think, too. But still. And I obviously just looked at that and went, "Come on, no."
I can picture it in my head. I'm sure someone has thought to make that.
I could probably send you a link to that one too. 'Cause
Oh my god, I got another decal right for me.
Nice, dude.
Are you gonna Octopath some travels?
I'm probably gonna travel some Octopaths here and stream it some more once I.
I don't even know what that is.
Octopath Traveler's the new Squeenix RPG
Switch game.
by Squeenix.
Stitch game.
What's it called?
Octopath Traveler.
So
It's
there's
got
eight-
like
8 people.
it's kind of got Final Fantasy IV style graphics, but with like a 3D element to it.
You don't have a Switch, do you, Dustin?
I don't.
Are you considering it?
When I have money. I'm still saving up to fix the struts on my car. It's gonna set me back 1,800.
Your car's not strutting its stuff.
No. It's got the original struts to the car, so the struts on my car right now are, over almost 29 years old now.
Damn.
Yeah.
I'm driving a 99, so I'm like 19 years old car.
Yeah, well, mine's a 1990 model year, but it was sold in August of 1989.
My car's old enough to... No, it's not old enough to drink shit. Never mind.
My car is not even a teenager yet.
God, you dirty dog, you.
7 years old, man. I get cider every day.
7 single digits? Holy
Wow,
Yeah.
what are you, Muhammad? Jesus.
In and out.
You're
I
get
spilt
banned for
soda.
that statement.
I spilled soda inside of her today, so that was her.
So wait, is Octopath a Switch exclusive?
Yes.
Fuck my butt. Wait, that's a gay joke. We'll still get banned.
Yep. You can't say the F word either.
Yeah, you're right.
Unless you meant it like, fuck my butthole, like, yes, this is awesome. I love this.
Yes. And if you meant "fuck my butthole" as in like a statement that supports gay rights.
I would never.
Fuck my butthole so I can see if I'm also the gay.
Wait, what happens if I say? Well, I'm not even gonna say it.
I
I was gonna say fuck bleep rights, but I'm
Oh,
pretty sure
God.
I'm pretty sure that would get you banned.
I think saying fuck bleep rights might get you banned. Saying
Yeah.
fuck anyone's rights. Like,
What if I just say fuck
Well-
rights? Fuck rights.
fuck right.
fuck pedophilia rights. I mean, that's a little.
Well, I don't know, man. They put P on the IBD ABC.
It doesn't stand for that.
IMDb? They put pedophiles on IMDb? Is that how you find them now?
No,
Yeah,
hold on.
It's called the
Hold on.
Me Too movement. Hey yo!
What is LGBT?
I mean, I heard of age fluid, but I thought that was a joke.
I saw a tweet recently that a person put pedophilia as a sexuality like 5 times in a row.
Yeah,
I was like,
I didn't know
what?
if that was a joke or not.
I had no idea. Like, I was like, I don't know who tweeted this.
Or, like,
I don't
someone
know.
Just trying to like make people angry, kind of thing.
Yeah, are they an edgelord? Are they goofing off? What are they? I have no idea. So I just left.
You sent them a message, right?
Yeah. I harassed them on Twitter. I doxed them. I got them fired from their job. Real good time, really.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
We
Okay.
getting that info, Justin?
Yeah. So here you go. So A pedophile group is trying to destigmatize pedophilia by calling themselves minor attracted persons.
Wow.
You're not gonna gain traction there.
They're
I
trying.
don't think you're. Yeah, that's
So
stupid.
it's not technically part of the LGBT.
Okay,
Yet, but they are
here's-
trying.
Here's the thing I can say that that could mean. Not necessarily we want it to be like equal rights or whatever, or more of you shouldn't necessarily hate somebody if they are attracted to kids.
Yeah, I guess you did say destigmatized, didn't you?
Because
did
some-
you say destigmatized, Justin. So it's more of like a let these people get the help kind of thing. Without,
Yeah.
Like it's like the same thing of like don't shit on someone because they have depression. You know, don't tell
Yeah.
them just get over it.
Yeah, if somebody's attracted to kids, you don't automatically assume that they are, a Catholic priest and they've touched every kid on the planet.
Sure. I'm not demonizing the thought, simply the action.
Yeah.
That's probably if that's what that group is working towards. Then all right, then I shouldn't have made fun of them. That's a legitimate goal that they could accomplish.
I mean, you can still make fun
I mean, it depends. It depends though, because I
I
think
was
you're
making
on
fun of
something.
them saying like that's never going to get me traction. I'm saying like
Yeah.
now that I see what they're saying, like that could get traction. Sure.
But I do think you're on thin ice when you start doing that.
Yeah.
I was just arguing whether or not they have any shot of like people
I'm-
listening to them.
I mean, before you go and like throw a fit, let me explain myself here. But I'm still kind of in the gray area on the trans in the LGBT. I mean, if you look at
What do you
suicide,
mean by that?
because if you look at suicide statistics pre and post-op, I mean, they're virtually identical. It almost seems like transgenderism is a symptom of a deeper cause as opposed to an actual condition in itself. And I'm not saying gender dysphoria doesn't exist, but I think it's being misprognosed with a lot of people. Plus, you have trans trenders too.
Yeah, I mean, I can see what you're saying, but also I can
Does
see.
that mean those people shouldn't get like the same rights as everyone else?
No, that's not what I'm
That
saying.
they should be treated differently? Because that's
But what
I
I'm-
think
what-
what the big thing is that like
Yes.
they want to just be treated equally, and I don't see any problem with that.
Okay, fine. I don't have a problem with that. I mean, if you're above, if you're an adult and you want to go do that, fine, whatever, go do that. I don't care. But I really think that we're hurting a lot of people as opposed to helping a lot of people in the way that we treat people with gender dysphoria and transgenderism.
I am nowhere near qualified to comment on that, and obviously I don't actually treat
This
them
is-
or anything like that. So
No, I
have
mean,
no idea on that.
and this is my layman interpretation of the data. Just if you're doing something and it's not having the desired result, you're probably not doing it right.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I'm
know,
more
I
just
guess-
coming at it of a like, don't be like have hatred or bigotry or like
No.
try to deny equal rights. I think that is.
Why would I
step.
why would I want to help them if I hate them?
No, I'm just pointing out that like when we're just specifically talking about don't have a negative attitude towards these people because of the kind of things that I want to identify with or whatever.
No, this is
don't
this
prejudge.
really isn't even about the people themselves, rather the way that society treats them.
Yeah.
In that, I don't think that our current methods for helping these people are effective. I think that transgenderism might be a symptom of something else as opposed to a condition unto itself.
I think.
I just don't know enough at all to comment one way or the other on that. All I know is that
Right,
I will treat them as human beings, like whether.
Sure, so will I. I mean, I literally just 2 days ago did a job for someone who was a man who became a woman.
Yeah,
But-
I'm not saying you're doing anything wrong. I'm just saying like that's all I can say.
and-
to myself. Go, Ashton's. I've cut him off like twice now. Go ahead, Ashton.
I think, though, Justin, you should also have the attitude. Like, I agree with what you're saying, and I would also not necessarily assume that every single case of transgenderism is a deeper issue.
I didn't say that. No, I agree.
Yeah, I'm just okay.
Because there are clearly instances when transitioning has helped that person, obviously. But I just wanted to say too, like, I understand that you don't think you're an expert in something, and you probably don't know as much about this as I do. But I just want to say too that it doesn't take an aerospace engineer to know when a plane isn't working. Like there's clearly some markers here that I think stick out like a sore thumb. And I think in some ways we've kind of let this is kind of a derogatory expression, but we've let the inmates run the asylum, if you know what I mean.
So, maybe like we're so afraid of offending them kind of thing that we're letting them decide what like the best treatment or course
Precisely.
of action for them
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
Maybe. I just don't know.
I think there's a potential problem with it too, where people are afraid to do more research into it because they could be seen as a bigot and have all their shit thrown out the window.
Yeah, and
right?
I will say I definitely disagree with people under the age of 18. Their parents allowing them to take hormone blockers. I'm not a fan of that.
I don't even know if I could give a coherent argument for why, but I'm very against that.
Like, look, if my kid is, has got a penis and he wants to wear dresses and put on makeup, you know what? Whatever.
Yeah, that's fine. But like trying to alter like biologically a child before they're an adult, that's pretty messed up.
Yeah, because you can do irreversible damage.
It's the same reason we don't let kids have sex with, well I guess with
adults
before them.
If you
tattoos
with these hormone blockers, you can stunt their puberty. I mean, you can actually make them infertile.
Yeah.
So.
Even if there weren't side effects, like away, though, I would still be like, let them make that decision when they've at least hit at an age that we all kind of agree is probably where you should be an adult now.
Where their mental state is more stable and they can make semi-better decisions.
People go through phases so much when their brain is still developing that you don't want them making a choice when they're going through a phase that they're going to regret later.
Yeah, and I do think that there is a legitimate argument to be made about the trenders. I think that to some degree that people almost see it as cool in a way. And I think that a lot of people are drawn to it for that reason.
Cool or special.
If they're 18 though, like, that's their fuck up to make.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean...
So it's I guess, like, when you say you support trans people, like, I support them in that I treat them just like every other human.
And I want them to get the help they need, and I don't think they're getting it. Because I think that, like I said, I think we've let the inmates run the asylum. And I really don't mean that in a derogatory way. It's just a good expression.
It's an expression trying to say... Because I think we're all against the culture that's like, you can't say anything negative. Like some people would jump on you for being transphobic or homophobic for what you just said, when that's not the attitude you have.
Right, like think about
you literally said, I want them to get whatever help they need, but you would still see that as you being derogatory. So we all hate the kind of reactionary culture that leads to accusations like that. We get where you're coming from there.
Yeah, I mean, think about it this way, like the way we treat depression. Like part of what a counselor or a therapist will do when they're treating you for depression is they'll push you to do things that you wouldn't normally do, like get you outside your comfort zone. Whereas with transgenderism, we just reinforce their safety zone,
Yeah, I can see that.
But what if that safety zone, I don't know, like, what if that is what's going to end up being better for them? I just don't know.
That's entirely possible, and I'm not a psychologist. I can't make that distinction.
I think the problem is that is the route that they take, and that's it. Like, that's just, bam, this is the route we take. No questions asked. No questioning whether or not this is actually good for you or not, right? Because imagine if someone that I know or whatever that has some sort of issue, they're like, oh, I'm depressed and I like to seclude myself from people when I get depressed, but I want to go out and meet people and stuff like that. But it makes me feel good that I'm depressed. So, and I want to stay in my house. Would the counselor sit here and go, all right, no, since you like to stay in your house, I'm going to tell you that you should continue to stay in your house and get fucked up. Because
there's like an agreed upon healthy state of a human being, and that like agreed upon healthy state is not being depressed. Right. I think most depressed people want to stop being depressed, whereas these trans people are saying like, I would feel more comfortable as X, and you're saying that like they're not getting the help they need. Some of the times they're maybe not getting what they thought would be. But like, if someone says I want a tattoo, and you're like, yeah, but a lot of people end up regretting the tattoos they get. I mean, are you gonna tell them they can't get the tattoo because of that? I mean, maybe if you tell them that ahead of time, and they're like, I still want to do it.
Well,
Because you're talking about the inmates running the asylum kind of thing.
if this person got a tattoo based off of some mental condition, right, where they were just like, imagine that they were depressed, right, and then getting a tattoo would make them incredibly happy just for that moment, but they have the potential to regret it later. You might say, well, maybe, or like moving away, for example. People do that when they get really depressed. They think, oh, if I just move somewhere else, everything will be better. You might want to talk that person out of moving away because they still need help. They still have depression. They still need to get help for it.
Yeah,
And
if
they
you
can't run away
tell
from
them that,
themselves.
If you explain that to them, if you explain to a trans person, hey, a lot of people go through this, and they end up still having an underlying issue where they still don't feel like they belong in the scheme that they're in. You know, are you sure you want to do that? And if they say yes, I'm still willing to try. What would you say to that, Justin? If you've like explained it to them.
It's tough because it's kind of a one-way street, you know? I don't know if I have an answer to that.
I mean, my answer to that is if a person does that, what can you do? They're a human being and they have rights and they still have to do it, right? They can still do whatever the fuck they want.
Yeah.
It's just a person that's... Same thing with depression. If a person says, I want to get out and get friends or whatever, but no, I'm just going to stay inside. It's like, well,
Yeah,
then...
it's a case-by-case basis kind of thing.
You know, and part of the problem too is depression and transgenderism almost go hand in hand. I mean, is transgenderism a symptom of depression? We don't know, because people don't want to look into it because they're afraid of being vilified.
I think the question is more of, can transgenderism be a symptom of depression?
Sure.
But yeah.
Because there's got to be plenty of cases where people are like, I really want to transition, then they do, and then they go on to lead happy and fulfilled lives.
I do think that the transgenderism kind of falls under that, you know, the grass is greener on the other side category. And I think that's why the suicide rates for pre and post-op are almost identical, is because you still have a lot of the same problems. All you've done is change some of your body parts.
Yeah. I think, again, you know, it is a case-by-case basis kind of thing, and I think more research really needs to be done into it. And we can't necessarily shun people from doing the research.
I think society's gone too far down the rabbit hole for right now. We got some backpedaling to do, and that's going to be difficult.
Too far down the rabbit hole in what aspect? What is it that we've
As
gone
bad
too
as this
far?
sounds, trans acceptance.
I think it's more of not questioning it. Down the rabbit hole of we have to accept it and we can't question it.
Yeah, that's kind of what I mean.
Because again, you know, some of the people they want to get transition, that's fine, they can do it, right? And they might have better lives.
So how is it that we should backpedal? Because I was saying that, like, as long as a doctor talks to them and explains all these studies where it's like, hey, a large majority of people still have problems even after the operation. As far as I can tell, you're saying that things are exactly the same after the operation. So...
They're pretty close. It's something, I don't remember the numbers off the top of my head, you can look it up, but it's something like, you know, self-proclaimed people with, or diagnosed gender dysphoria has a suicide rate of 30%
So then
pre-operation and about 30% post-operation. It's
So
about
the
30.
big negative of accepting it and telling people that it's okay for them to transition, the big negative here is that their lives might not change, that they might spend money on a surgery they don't need.
Well, no, we're not actually treating the problem.
Yeah, they have some sort of underlying psychological issue that's just not being treated. They have depression and they want to kill themselves, and no one's sitting there telling them, well, here, let me try to get you out of depression.
And I'm saying that, like, as long as the doctor or whatever is explaining that to the person, you know, that's I don't see how society being accepting of it is a problem.
It's
No,
more
no.
that we can't look into it more deeply because people are afraid of being vilified.
Oh yeah, I mean I'm all for that, absolutely.
And I don't think necessarily that doctors are explaining these things to people, right? Are they? Because that's the question.
I think that obviously there's. I don't want to say there's skepticism. I think that might go too far. But they push back initially. You know, not everyone that goes into a doctor's office and says they want to be a girl. They're like, all right, let's get the pills.
Yeah, I've heard that before. That like, oh, people act like it's so easy. Like it's not a whim that I did one day.
No,
It's
but
something I felt my whole life.
yeah. So I'm not intimately familiar with the process, but I've watched a few documentaries on it, and you know they ask questions, and you know they get some background information. They try their best to understand what that person's situation is. But
I think the problem with society, they have an idea in their head that there couldn't necessarily be another option. So if they go into the doctor's office saying, no, this is what I want to do, and this is the only way it will help.
I see like society reinforcing that like when they have the thought of like, man, I wonder if the grass is greener on the other gender, and then society reinforces it like, yeah, that has really fixed it for people.
like
So
basically,
is that what you mean by like trans acceptance? Because obviously we're
here's what
not
I'm trying
saying
to say.
that you shouldn't treat them as human or that we should be mean towards those kind of people. It's more that like we need to be a little more careful about acting like that is some big silver bullet for all of your problems.
yeah. So basically, what we're trying to get at too is if you go into a doctor and they say, you know, we understand you're having these gender dysphoria feelings, but we believe that this is hypothetical, but we believe that they're the result of depression. That person is going to feel like they're not being
Yeah, they're going to feel
validated.
persecuted almost because society has, non-doctors,
Right.
Twitter and Tumblr have
So-
reinforced the idea that this is this is the problem you have. It's not.
So we've
anything
created a catch-22 in a sense. We can't look at other avenues because at that point, you know, we're dehumanizing that person, and the current method that we're using doesn't seem to really help with anything. So, at least in a generalized, broad sense, like I said.
But you would agree
hashtag
that
not
some
all.
people have done this kind of operation of taking the pills and that it has helped them. Like it is.
Yeah, I mean, I know
Why-
I follow two people on YouTube that have, you know, Blair White and ContraPoints.
So it is. It's possible that it is a correct treatment.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
but maybe we're kind of pushing people to think that it's more broadly applicable when it's not.
Yeah, basically, people think that there is only one treatment to it, and that it's to transition rather than there could be other.
That makes sense. I get that. See, and this is why I had to ask what you meant when you said you're not crazy, or you were, I think we need to pull back on trans acceptance. Because a knee-jerk reaction is like, wow, this guy wants to be a dick to transgender people.
I know.
But it's a little more complicated than that. It's a little more.
Well, yeah, I mean, the world is made of nuance, so.
Yeah.
Well, I have to pee. So.
Alright.
goodbye.
Yeah, and I mean, if you want to look up some of those statistics, I mean, they're
Not
readily
really.
available.
I'm not that interested. I just wanted to know what you thought.
Yeah,
I just want to have opinions on other people's opinions. I don't want to like have to
That's
do any
good.
work myself.
that's good. That's good.
Yeah, Ashton, I'll probably be popping in your chat every once in a while.
All right, I'll be playing
See
here. in a
you
few
guys
minutes.
later.
Bye, Sunbird. Hey, Justin.
Oh, I was
Uh,
gonna tell you my favorite song.